Okay, so now suppose we have an inclined plane. Suppose there is an inclined plane like this, and on this there is a pulley, and then there is a mass here, and then it goes over this, and there is another mass here. So now the question is to find out the acceleration. Suppose this angle here is alpha 1 and this angle here is alpha 2. So whenever you get a question of this kind, the first step would be to show all the forces which are acting on the body. So first I will show you this is mg sine theta, so sine alpha 2, and we will call this as m2, so we will put this as m2. This one will become m1, so this will become m1g sine alpha 1. Then there will be a normal reaction here, this will become m1g sine cos alpha 1. Then there is a normal reaction here, so that will become m2g cos alpha 2. Then let us assume that this mass is going to come down. You won't be wrong in your assumptions, because if it is going up, all the values of a, whatever you get as plus, will become minus. So don't worry about it. Any time, any situation, you can assume one mass is coming down. So this mass is coming down and this mass will be going up. So if this mass is coming down, the tendency for relative motion is in this direction. So friction will be opposite to that. So this is the direction of frictional force. So that is FF2. And this mass, if this mass is coming down, automatically this mass should be going up. So in this case, frictional force will be in this direction. So that will become FF1. Okay. Now FF2, you know, will become equal to mu into m2g cos alpha 2, and FF1 will become mu into m1g cos alpha 1. Now understand that there is a string, which is tying this, and this is the same single continuous string. So whenever you have a single continuous string, the tension will be the same. So the tension here, suppose is T1, the tension here also should be T1, because it is a single continuous string. Now having drawn, this is what we call as a free body diagram. Whenever you get a question, the first step would be to write down all the forces which are acting. After this, now you write your equations. Let us consider this mass. We have already assumed that it is going down. So this is my equation, m2g sine alpha 2 minus T1, that is downward force minus upward force, minus mu m1g cos alpha 2 will become equal to m2a. This is the downward force, these are the two upward forces. So downward force minus upward force is equal to downward acceleration. This is the equation for the second mass. The equation for the first mass will be that T minus m1g sine alpha minus mu m1g cos alpha 1 is equal to m1a. Understand, both the masses are tied together, so they must have the same acceleration. Same acceleration, same tension. It's easiest to get rid of tension. If you just add them, these two will get cancelled. After that, they will give you the values of alpha 2, alpha 1, and all those values will be given. Depending on what the values are, you can find out what the unknown. You have to solve this for the unknown variable. Okay, so this is how you work with these kinds of questions. So the first step is to draw a diagram. Second step, write equations. Third step, know what is known, what is unknown, and then solve them. The area where students make mistakes is, first thing is they think that it is very complicated. The moment you draw these kinds of diagrams, then things become easy. Then the second thing is they find it difficult to solve these equations. So that will come when you do some practice, you will get it. Okay.